All right, we are going to look through the steps of how do you start a lockdown session as a proctor and how do students join and what does that look like? So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click start a session. So you'll notice right away that each session created will have a unique session code. That is what you'll provide to the students. So be sure to kind of pay attention that they are alphanumeric and they also are case sensitive. Couple ways you can provide it to the students. You can simply give it to them, or you can also email it to them by the little mail symbol up in the upper right corner. So as a student, I'm going to join on my side, and you can see there I am. So students can simply just join in, and in this wide area, that's going to be your lockdown queue. So that's going to be where your monitoring is going on. So the students will join and they'll show there. So notice as this student is joined, it is green by their name, it's green where it's keeping track of their timing, and then also above in the counter, it automatically updated and shows now one is active. So that'll keep track of that for you. Say the student, it's going on, and the student needs to make an emergency call or something like that, needs to be unlocked. All you have to do is swipe to the left, and you will see that unlock symbol there in red. If you click that, it'll first say, are you sure you want to unlock this student? If you say, yes, I do, it will now show that this student has left. So you notice that the counter is now picking up, one is left and none are active. Notice it's now read by the student's name as well. So red there keeping track of the time and read by the student's profile. If the student decides, hey, I need to come back in, I need to join the session again, they would just simply join it again as before. And you can see it now goes back to green. So, and the counter changes, so you now have the one active. So that's if you ever need to unlock a student for a phone call or something like that. They need to be out of that lockdown mode. If you want to fully delete a student, so same thing, I'm going to unlock them. And then this individual student, they are done with their test. They don't need to be in lockdown anymore. You just simply swipe left again. And notice this time it's now a red trash can. So now I will say, yes, I want to fully delete this student. So notice the counter now is saying there's 0 students at all. None are showing, none are there. So first step, you can unlock them. Second step, you can fully remove them. So let me join one more time here. And notice before I locked or unlocked myself and then deleted myself, that counter did switch to 1. So right here on the profile by the student, it will keep track of how long they have been testing or how long that they have been going in this. So that's just a way you can kind of monitor the length of time. Let's say a student decides to try to get out of lockdown. How are you going to be notified? So first off, you don't have to have this page up, but I'll show you what happens if you do. Let's say this student decides, yes, either I want to make it, well, there we go, I'm already being alerted. Yes, I want to make an emergency call or I want to try to get out of lockdown. Notice you're going to be alerted right away. It's going to turn red. It's going to show one has left. The little bell in that upper right corner is shaking and you notice it made that noise. Let me join again though and show you, well, what if for some reason you don't have this pulled up? What happens then? So I'm going to click that little bell there and it's saying someone's left the session and now it's not shaking any longer. So let me log in again here as a student. And all right, so now it's turned green again. I'm back into lockdown. Let's say, for example, you don't have this page up, okay? You're working on something else, you have something else going on, and let's say a student, leaves again, tries to do something again. Notice you don't have to have that on because look at right away, I get notified a student has left the session and notice there's a little number 1 there on my graph lock symbol now. So I click that and once again, I'm notified that someone has actually left the session. All right. So the other good thing is, yes, I am on a tablet right now, but if you were on a computer, like on a desktop, the same thing will happen. So you don't have to have that page pulled up. It will make a noise and will alert you that a student has tried to either make an emergency call or get out of lockdown. One thing, please be sure that your speakers are on and the noise is on if you don't want to sit there and watch that page, if you want to be alerted by the noise. All right, so last thing here I want to show you is, let's say that you are done for the day or you're done with testing all the students. You don't need this lockdown session any longer. To be done with the session, simply click this pink square button over here on the right side. And the first thing that it's going to say is, it will say, are you sure you want to end this session? And yes, we do. So click yes, and you're right back to your home page, and any student that was there in your queue in your monitoring platform has now been unlocked. So all their phones are back to normal, their devices are back to normal, and you no longer have the lockdown going.